it's a small part of my story of life. And so you'd see a very sweet child, and I've been traveling since I'm 3.5 months old. So my father was in army, and I've been traveling since I'm like a baby, like 4 months old, and been traveling. So I've gone all over India. I've traveled in different parts, different geographic locations, and different schools. So my problems were different than the other kids that were there. I was living in an army cantonment, so I was full in the nature's bloom and the greeneries and the disciplined army personnel and their families. But there was definitely something that I could not see. That was the ugly world. That was the world that was kept away from me. And there's a beautiful story about my 12th standard. So I was always a very good student. I was an artist. I was good with the crafts and anything that you can hand me over. Also, I was very good with science and mathematics. But in 12th standard, somehow, I started having that incapability and a dissociation from myself. I started thinking that I wasn't good enough. I wasn't good enough in the studies, I wasn't good enough in looks, I wasn't good enough, not for never enough. So I love this word failure. Failure is an opportunity of innovation each time that knocks your door. So I love failures because it tells me that this is one more moment for you, that life brings you to unravel something mysterious, something unknown, and something that you have found out. So I had insecurities, and so that's why I told my dad that I want to get into a good engineering college. So get me something with donation or something. So he does that. As I'm a sweet child, single child of my parents, so they did that. And in a span of 9 months, I started feeling as if I was a fraud, and that was not something that I was deserving of. And I really knew my own power, that this is not something that I have to get done in a way like that. So I leave that college. I was in Chennai at that time, and I dropped that year. And that same year, I again applied for other colleges in New Delhi and other places in India, and I got through with my own merit. So that was a big turning point in my life when I entered this college in Delhi, JP Institute of Information and Technology, Noida. I became his fresher that year, so it totally boosted and changed my life. I was the girl whom everybody wanted to make friends with. And from somewhere, my life, what now is, it started getting shaped. I discovered theatre. And I had already worked in short films in Guwahati in 2007, 2008. So I was always a very creative child. I was always a stage-loving child. And so yeah, I found my theatre and I was like so happy. I was in an engineering college. I was getting my science. I was getting the medicine for my brain. I was getting the medicine for my soul. That was the stage. I was modeling. In 2013, I got selected for Miss Diva Delhi rounds. Then I did a short film that was for a disability festival in 2014, and we became the 4th ranking film in 19 countries, and we got a special recommendation by Mr. Maniratnam. He's my most fondest director, so if I can ever become his heroine, that's my dream. And so that's how things changed. But I had something constant in me, that I was always taking myself as a failure. Though nobody said, I was always excelling at everything. But for me, if somebody said, Leonardo, I would say, yeah, nice. Reaching that level, I'd be like, dude, I need to reach like a Michelangelo level of sketching. So even now, I'm never satisfied. But very recently, I have found out that this is also a part of ego, of not being satisfied, of always looking for something. Rather, I've come here to share about the power of surrender. As when you surrender in the most present moments of your life, you feel what is awareness. and this awareness is the definition of living a life worthwhile on this planet. Also, I feel we have dissociated a lot from nature, from each other. We need a WhatsApp to connect to each other. We need a laptop, we need emails. While we are a cerebral species, humans don't even need a phone or any technology to communicate with each other. We have it all here. So my try is to bring back the Vedic lifestyle, as I feel that being working with CSIR, like Central Drug Research Institute, I was a research associate with JMU and India Bio. We found out that we were just killing rats after rats after rats. And we were only doing these clinical trials, these placebo trials and whatnot. But there is no true medicine that can really work on a human being. But there is one that is called the power of will, and that is called the power of the Paramatma, that can heal anything that is there in the body, in the mind. So my try, my dream, is to bring everybody under one shell where everybody thinks that we are one. We are not Sita, Gita, Tom, Dick and Harry. And in the end, I would want to recite a poetry that I wrote. कुछ वक्त ऐसा होता है, कुछ वक्त ऐसा होता है, कुछ रूह की ये कारीगरी है कि जितनी नफरत इस दुनिया से करना चाहूँ, उतनी नफरत खुद से होती जा रही है। अपनी परछाई से भी आफत होने लगी है। दिमाग की इस दस्तक को आवाज न दे, दर्द को तवज्जो न दे। ये तो इशारा है कि तू दूर है असल ईमान से, जो इस दर्द से गम खा रहा है। इसे रास्ता तो दे, इसे मोहब्बत तो दे। कुछ वक्त ऐसा होता है, कुछ रूह की ये कारीगरी है कि जितनी मोहब्बत इस दुनिया से करना चाहूँ, उतनी खुद से होती जा रही है। अपनी परछाई में भी खुदा दिखता है और हर इंसान इसकी गवाह दिखता है। थैंक यू।